Good evening, VC. Dino Vinyl Times. I just thought I'd make a quick video tonight. After watching Robert Z's video last night, well, his question video that he had, I thought it was a really interesting video. He brought up a lot of good points, and I just messaged him earlier. Well, it was this morning, and I said I'd make a response and try and answer some of the questions that, from my point of view, that he asked last night, I should say. So I've written a few things down. I've got a bit of notes here, so if I keep looking down, please bear with me, because I just wanted to make sure that I got everything down and try to answer Robert Z's question the best I can possibly. So yeah, I don't know if many of you have seen it. If not, I'll put a link down below, but I'm sure the majority of you have probably already seen the video. He definitely puts a lot of humour into his videos, which I think is great, because like he said, I think sometimes there are some videos that aren't quite as funny and sort of full of life like his are. So he makes a nice change in the VC sometimes. So and that's why one of the reasons I subscribe to him, because he does just brightens it up a little bit. I think was. Not to say that everybody's out there is like quiet and dull and boring, and that's not the case whatsoever. It's just he kind of brings an element of comedy and an element of fun to the whole proceeding. So yeah, but I'll get back onto Robert a bit more later on. So Robert asked what is essential or important about having a successful channel. I don't really know at the moment, because I don't really rate my channel as being successful, and it's not really what I'm here for, to make a successful channel. I certainly don't try to make any money out of it, purely because I don't really know how to. I'm sure there's lots of ways to with advertising and stuff, but that's not really what I'm here for. I'm just here to share my records, really, and to meet people and to speak to people and converse with people that A, like kind of the same records as I do, B, share a love of vinyl like I do, and C, are kind of interested in what I've got to say, and D, I'm interested in to hear what other people have to say about records and different influences. It's not just purely what I'm into. I'm interested in learning about other genres and other things. I've learned more about Miles Davis and Coltrane in the last 6 months than anywhere else before. I've never even heard of those names before I got into the VC. Now I'm kind of well aware of who they are and what they did. So things like that. I wouldn't even thought about doing it. So that's one of the reasons I like. One of the reasons I make my channel really is to learn and to yeah, it's more of a learning tool really. I'm hopefully that people interact with me on my videos, and I can interact with people on their videos, and it kind of goes from there. Going back to the question of what makes it successful, I suppose it's a case of delivering good content, I suppose, as best as you can. Don't make it too monotonous. Try and keep your videos short. I know I'm a fair one for saying that, but I know it's hard sometimes because people just like to rattle on, and yeah, I know I do. So yeah, try and put out good content and good. Try and have something that people you think might be interested in. That's not to say that if you think there's not, just get out there anyway, I suppose. And I think for newcomers, don't be put off by seeing another VC who's got 186 videos out there, and because you'll probably be up there soon in no time. If you've got good videos that you want to put out and feel that you've got something to say, get them out there, put them out there. I mean, I'm only up to, I think I'm on my 18th video. This might be my 19th video, and yeah, I'm quite happy with what I've put out so far. Yeah, I'm still learning as well, so I'm only sort of 6 months into it. As you can know, some of the guys in here have been here doing it years. So every day, every time I put a video out, I learn something a little bit more. I try to do things slightly different. Like today, I've just in case I want to edit this video, I've decided not to put any music in it, because it's a nightmare to edit a video with music hanging over, and also with YouTube with the whole copyrights things. So it's just, for me, it's things like that. Like I say, learning all the time with this, and you will do. And I'm sure that if you ask, like Derek and some of the older boys, Dr. Deadwax and that, who've been doing this for a long time, they'll probably tell you the same, that they're still learning what the VC is all about, and every day's a school day, really, to use a common phrase. But yeah, I mean, I think if you could take criticism pretty well as well, and just have laugh at yourself a little bit if you do mess up, or you do repeat a word, or you think you just making a bit of a fool of yourself, just take it on the chin. You'll always get idiots on YouTube that will criticise you because that's what they want to do. They've got nothing better else to say. I've not had any. I've been quite lucky, touch wood. I've had nothing bum back from any other who I think of VCs. I've had some idiot comments, but I think they're just from general people that stumble across my videos. So to me, they don't count. They're not people that I'm interested in talking to, not people I'm interested in conversing with. So yeah, just try and take it all on your chin. Really, I think it's just be happy with what you're putting out. As long as you're happy with it, more than likely 9 times out of 10, somebody else will enjoy what you've got to say. Even if it's really, really avant-garde stuff that you're listening to or you want to put out, somebody will be interested in it. I generally believe that anyway. So I think just to be successful to round up, you just got to have a good idea of what you want to put out, and just take criticism pretty well. I think that would be my tips for anybody starting. And don't get put off by subscriber numbers. I am slightly obsessed with subscriber numbers at the now, purely for one reason and one reason only, is because I'm very close to 100 and I want to do a 100 subs competition because I want to give something back. That's the only reason I'm obsessed with subscriber numbers now. So I'm only 5 subscribers away from 100. So yeah, but on the other side of that, don't be obsessed with subscriber numbers, because it's not the be all and end all. If people are watching, as long as one person's watching, you're doing something right. So just be happy with the numbers you've got, and they will come. If you're putting out good content and you're putting out good videos, the subscribers will come naturally. Word will get spread around like it has done for my channel, like it has done for other people's channels. So yeah, just be confident in what you're doing and be happy with what you're doing, really. Another question that Rob asked was why you watch certain channels and whose channels you watch. Now, I don't know if he was being if he just wanted to generalise with that, but I've written a few people down and why I watch their channels, so I'll get to that, really, I think. First off, I know I speak about him a lot on this channel, Will at Mod Central. I subscribe to his channels because, firstly, we like exactly the same music, near enough. He's a lot younger than I am, bastard. But yeah, we like the same kind of music. We've got a big love of sort of Britpop 90s and also sort of 60s stuff, the Beatles, UK sort of bands around then, the Who, Rolling Stones, this kind of thing, which I know a lot of other people have as well. It's just with Will, I seem to find that we have a very similar content of, very similar style of music that we like, very precise between our sort of modern stuff right the way through to the sort of 60s stuff. And yeah, he's a Brit as well. Not that really matters, but I talk to him quite a bit on Facebook. We're sort of Facebook friends as well, and he'll tell me about a gig and I'll tell him about a gig, or he'll tell me about a band and I'll tell him about a band. So and he's generally like, he would be one of the guys I wouldn't mind, if we had a spare weekend, hey, let's go down and meet up halfway, go do some record shopping and grab a beer afterwards, because he just seems a kind of bloke that you think I could generally be a good pal with. So and maybe that might happen one day, you never know. But yeah, I mean, I also like his channel because he puts out original content. I mean, I don't know if you've seen it. If you haven't, check it out. He did an interview with the band called the High Learys, which are a sort of mod influence band from Australia. And he got off his own arse and sort of emailed the band and said, look, hey, can I do an interview with you? Sort of send you some questions. And they did do a quick response video back. And then last week, they actually sat down and took some time and properly filmed a response for him and edited it all nicely for him and said to him, here, this is for you, and use it on your channel, get it out there. So I think, for a young lad to be coming up with ideas like that, being a bit more creative, thinking outside the box, I think that's awesome, and all the power to you, mate, because I haven't really seen anything like that in the VC yet. Yeah, it helped. It was my kind of music that I was into. But I mean, I'd be interested in that if it was, if it was like a metal band or a jazz band, because he didn't ask sort of just his specific genre questions. He was asking questions about their musical influences, or who inspired them to become musicians. This sort of stuff that could kind of work for any kind of genre of music, but obviously the guys were just answering for themselves, which I found interesting, which obviously Will found interesting. Hopefully some of the other guys found interesting. So it was just nice to see something different from him. And yeah, I mean, he doesn't he's not putting out videos week after week after week. He's got commitments, so is all of us. So, but when he does, I look forward to putting out a video. 9 times out of 10, he'll Facebook me before he's even up saying, "Hey, he'll be down in a few hours," and I'll do the same for him. So, like I said, I just think he's a generally nice bloke. We've sent a bit of VLC back and forth. Yeah, just a generally nice bloke. And if you haven't, check his channel out. I'll put it in the link. Yeah, a really top boy. Now, next guy who I like, I really enjoy his channels. He's another young lad as well, Dylan Harrison. I really like watching his channel. I look forward to his uploads purely because, again, we have a very similar taste in music. Not so much in the latter day music, but so much so in the sort of 60s British invasion beat music influences. I mean, this guy, he's pulling out stuff every week that I think, oh my god, I wish I owned that. Oh my god, I wish I owned that. Oh my god, I wish I owned that. I don't know where he gets his stuff from, because you just don't find the stuff like he did. Well, I've not come across it anyway. So yeah, he also kind of inspires me to look out for a certain band, or he seems to know like connections of bands, and that one player played on this, and go and check this album out, or go and check that album. So he really seems to know his stuff, and I do look forward to seeing, that rare Yardbirds that you might pull out, or rare Kinks or something like that I don't know nothing about, and it's like, he's kind of educating me slightly, which I think is great. And again, I'm not obsessed with age whatsoever, but for these young guys, their knowledge of some of the bands and that, which is sort of 30, 40 years before they were born, it's just astonishing to me, and I got to give him a lot of respect for that. Yeah, and he's just a genuinely nice guy again. We've commented a few times. I still got a VCLT package. I'm just waiting for one more record to turn up, and then it will be on your way. So that's that. Little cheeky, get that one in, because he must think I'm a right idiot for not sending it from yet. But yeah, again, Dylan Harrison. I expect a lot of you already seen his channel. But I'll put a link in for everybody I mentioned today. I'll put it in the thing. So if you're subscribed to me, you're not subscribed to Dylan, check him out. He's a really, really cool kid, and he knows what he's doing, knows what he's talking about. Who else do we have? Oh, John at Staff Owls. John's a British VC member. I really like his videos as well. He seems very knowledgeable about his records and what he's into. He always has something interesting to say, and he always, 9 times out of 10, he's telling me something I don't know, which is probably a lot, you'll probably say, but I find he's very interesting, when he talks about, especially sort of the mid-80s stuff, late 70s, mid-80s UK bands like New Order and Simple Minds, and bands like that I have an interest in as well. And obviously I know he's a huge Bruce Springsteen fan, which is not so much my cup of tea, but it's still interesting to see his collection of his Springsteen stuff and what he finds or where he finds it. So yeah, and I know we're actually reading the same book at the moment. We're both reading Morrissey's autobiography, so we've had a little chat about that on Facebook, and it's he comes across as a very very nice bloke, and knows his stuff, and really sort of intelligent about his records, and I'm sure he's intelligent generally, but I'm just waffling this. So, but yeah, really, really good guy. Again, if you haven't checked him out, check him out. John Staff's Owl. So yeah, he's a Sheffield Wednesday fan. Hey, we all can't all be perfect, but yeah, he's a good bloke. So definitely check him out. Next up is Dan at Advent Chronicles. This guy, he definitely puts a bit of oomph into his videos, which I really like as well. He speaks very passionately about his records, which I think is great. and he always seems to be has a happy, cheery demeanour, which I really like as well. Comes across, and he just seems like a generally sort of nice guy as well. Nothing seems to kind of get him down too much, which is great, I think. And he's also kind of, I like to think he's my go-to prog guy, because if I've got any questions about a prog record, I think Dan's the man he's going to know. So yeah, he talks about records and bands that I've never heard of again, and especially in the prog scene. Yeah, my prog knowledge extends to Genesis really and Camel, and that's about it. Yeah, I'm sure he can tell me. I've seen he's got a bit of Dream Theater out the back. I've seen it in a few videos. But yeah, he was. If I get anything prog come up and I don't know what it is, he's the kind of guy I'll probably go to and say, "Hey Dan, can you tell me about this record? What is it? Who is it?" He just seems very good. So if you like your prog, check out Dan at the Advent Chronicles. Another British guy. Again, it'd be good to meet up with some of these guys. Because obviously here in the UK we're a lot smaller than the States. So we could be a bit more centralised. So next time there's a big sort of record fair, I'd like to maybe meet up with some of these guys, like Will and John and some of these guys, and have a sort of British VC get together and go digging for records and a couple of beers afterwards, because I just think that'd be a good crack. Next up I want to speak about was Carsten Olsen's channel. Carsten's over in Denmark. What I like about Carsten, first thing about Carsten I really like is the fact that he speaks. Obviously, English is not his first language, and he does all of his VC videos in English. That has to be respected. You have to take your hat off to that, mate, because I think that's a very brave thing to do. I think not a lot of people would try. Well, I don't think if I was a part of a German VC community, even though I can speak the language, I don't think I'd be comfortable producing videos in the language all the time. And he does it all the time. And when I saw the video a couple of weeks back where he got his son involved and his little boy was speaking English, I think that's just amazing. I think that's something that us Brits we take for granted, that we don't that we take this English language for granted sometimes, and we don't really learn another language. So for Carsten to put out a video, and he does put out quite a few in English, is quite commendable to me. So that's what I really enjoy. And he seems to have some really good finds as well. He's always bringing out something quite interesting. And yeah, again, he puts a bit of a comedy slant on his videos. I know he loves, like I've just seen his Thanksgiving one tonight. He's there with jamming away with his American football shirt on his guitar. So yeah, he brings a bit of comedy element to it. So to be that comfortable around and putting yourself out there on the internet, the big wide world of the internet, I think you've got to take your hat off to that. So yeah, nice one, Carsten. I do really enjoy it. I look forward to seeing your videos. A few others that I won't go into too much detail about, because I don't want it to be a massively long video. But Derek, obviously a lot of people know Derek on the VC. He's a very, very knowledgeable man. Again, I know I keep using that word, but like I think Rob said in his last video, there is a lot of knowledge out there, and there's a lot of experience, a lot of people that know their music and they know it inside out. Derek obviously knows the music industry very well as well. So I look forward to his videos. Very contemplative, if that's such a word. And yeah, he makes you think. He makes you, definitely think about what's going on in the VC. Think about what's going on in life in general. What's going on in the music scene. So yeah, I do look forward to his videos. Yeah, and they're again quite regular, so that's always pretty good. Sydney, I can't remember your last name, so just Sid, I think it is. I really enjoy your channel. I think it's, again, being very young, and I think she's only just turned 15, and having a great music knowledge like that, I mean, that's just, to me, that's great. Her love of the Smiths and the Jam and bands like that I really liked when I was that age, and still like now. I found it very hard when I was that age to find people that liked that kind of music. When I was that age, I was sort of early 90s, mid 90s, and my friend circle, they didn't know those bands. They didn't know who the Jam was. They didn't know who the Smiths were, the Beatles. And they knew the Beatles were obviously, but the sort of people like Style Council, Jam, the Charlatans. They weren't into that. They were kind of more into the pop mainstream type thing. So I kind of relate to Sydney in the respect that for somebody of her age, I mean, it might be slightly different now, sort of 15, 16 years on. We live in a bit of a bigger world community, and and some of those bands have kind of iconic status now, so now they've come to the forefront. But I know, it just reminds me of being at that age when I was struggling to find friends and influence and people that enjoyed the same music as me. So I think that's what's good about the VC. There's always somebody out there that's going to like what you like, and that should be encouraged. I think, definitely. But yeah, she's got a great channel, and I really look forward to her videos as well. And congratulations on the job, Sydney. You've probably made every VCer jealous if they don't already work in a record shop, because I know I certainly would love to work in a record shop. But yeah, congratulations. Last one, Brett Helm. I really like his Friday videos he does. Really interesting fella. Really knows his topic. I like his blog. I read his blog quite a bit now. That's normally my Monday morning train journey ride blogging that I read. Yeah, again, just really interesting fella. He knows his stuff. Yeah. Also, I did have a few more. I just wanted to say to Maggie, I saw your video the other day where it was a very emotional video for you to make, and I don't want to talk about that too much because I don't know too much about it. I just wanted to say I hope you're feeling better, and hope you keep with the VC, because I enjoy your videos as well, and as do many other people. And yeah, it would be sad to see you go if you decided that you weren't going to make any more videos again. Hopefully that's not the case, and hope you're just feeling a bit better. And yeah. And I think that's it, really. I'm sorry if there's people I haven't mentioned, but there are loads of channels out there. I think I've got I subscribe to about 230 odd people in the VC, and I just look forward to sitting there and watching these videos and being a student bum. I get a lot of time to sit on my ass and watch videos, so much to my wife's disgust. So I do watch a lot of videos on here, and I do like to comment. I like to interact. I'd like more people to interact with my videos, but I'm not gonna preach about that, because like I said, that'll come. The more I put out videos, the more I talk. So I think generally there just seems to be a running feeling through the VC at the moment. It's kind of a bit of a downer, and people are not too happy. So I think that's why I really enjoyed this video by Rob, because it's kind of giving people an idea and a reason to pick the VC up again and put it back on it. But it's back on its feet where it should be, because it is great. It's one of the greatest things I've come across in the last 6 months. I've met some great people across the internet, and they're not all weirdos. There's some generally nice people out there, and yeah, I've learned a lot, and that's the main thing. And I just wanted to sign off really with saying to Rob Z, you are one of the big characters in the VC. Whether you want to be or whether you don't want to be, you certainly are. Your videos are great. You have great content. You have a great fan base. I know you have a great fan base. People like you. People love to interact with you. I certainly do. I look forward to when you send messages back and forth. Yeah, it's just you just come across as a genuinely nice man, and I think probably don't want this title, but you are like Mr. VC for me. Yeah, I do really look forward to your videos on your channels, and just keep doing what you're doing, mate, because it's just brilliant. I really enjoy it. I'm probably speaking for most people in the VC who subscribe to your channel, but yeah, just keep on doing it, and I hope this is a good enough response. Hope I've raised some points, and like I said, everybody that I've mentioned, I'll put in my link, and if you haven't checked them out, check them out. Like I said, there are hundreds of other people I could have said. I just a general message to all VCs that use it to its fullest and use it properly. Good on you, and keep producing those videos and keep spinning those records. Okay, cheers guys. Speak to you later. Cheers.